Uncover the incredible, heartwarming journey of Spartans, discover the hidden secrets behind courage and legacy in a forgotten town. In the heart of a fading Midwestern town, Jamie stood at the counter of the Golden Spoon Diner, where grease and coffee mingled like the stories of the regulars who sprawled across the booths. The faded red vinyl, once bright and inviting, now mirrored her own spirit, dulled but resilient. Her 10-year-old son, Alex, perched on a stool by the window, flipped through comic books, his eyes sparkling with youthful dreams untouched by the weight of reality. Every day was a quest, a balancing act between the clattering of forks and knives and the hope of a better life just out of reach. "Another cup, Jamie?" called out Mr. Dawson, a regular with a slight smirk. "You're still dreamin' of that American dream, I see." His laughter was a mix of pity and admiration, one she'd grown accustomed to over the years. But to Jamie, every comment was surrounded by a feeling that swirled deep in her chest, hope laced with sadness. She filled his cup, the hot coffee steaming against the cool glass of the diner's window. Memories of her father came rushing back, stories of bravery during his service with the local veterans brigade known as the Spartans. The letters she'd found in the dusty attic spoke of camaraderie and valor, tales long forgotten, yet pulsing with life in her hands. There was so much to uncover about her father, about the spirit of the Spartans that could spark change, she thought. But as she shared her idea of a Memorial Day celebration honoring these unsung heroes, the town council's dismissal ignited a fire of indignation within her. "You're not cut out for this, Jamie," one council member sneered, as if her humble past rendered her invisible. The weight of those words crashed hard on her heart, like an anchor pulling her to the depths of despair. Yet, the thought of Alex's wide eyes, brimming with admiration, rekindled her spirit. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let us continue." Determined, Jamie embarked on her mission. She reached out to her estranged sister, who refused to forgive their shared past. "You want to celebrate? You start with the family you abandoned," her sister spat, bitterness like venom. Jamie's heart sank, bracing against the tidal wave of loneliness that threatened to drown her. As she stood outside the diner, breathing in the crisp night air, she saw the empty main street, where laughter had once thrived. The longing for connection, for community, beat heavily inside her. Jamie tightened her resolve, feeling the warmth of her father's spirit envelop her, a reminder of the sacrifices made to love and protect. Right there, on that quiet street with ghosts of the past, she whispered to herself, "This isn't just about veterans. It's about all of us, our futures, our stories woven together." The weight of the past wasn't hers alone to carry. The question hung in the air like the last leaves of autumn: could one woman's fight for recognition and healing bridge the chasms of prejudice that split their town apart? Jamie felt the thunderous pulse of her heart. She was just getting started. The next morning, Jamie woke up with the sun streaming through her window, illuminating the familiar clutter of her small home. It filled her with an unexpected warmth, urging her to rise. Today was a new day, a new chance to change things. She glanced over at Alex, still sleepy-eyed and tousle-haired, curled up under a blanket of superheroes. They shared an unspoken bond, both yearning for something brighter than the shadows of their past. As she brewed coffee, Jamie's mind buzzed with ideas. There had to be a way to get the townsfolk involved, to make them feel the pride she held for her father's legacy. She grabbed a notepad and started to write. "Community Rally for the Spartans" became the headline, scribbled in bold letters. A surge of excitement coursed through her as she imagined faces lighting up with curiosity and engagement. This was more than a celebration, it was a lifeline to their shared history. With a deep breath, Jamie headed into town. The streets were still waking up, shops opening their doors as the scent of baked goods wafted through the air. She felt a bit like a con artist, planning her heist of history and hope. She knew she had to hit the ground running. First stop, the local bakery where Miss Betty, who baked like she had magic in her oven, always offered warm smiles and fresh pastries. Jamie stepped in, her heart pounding. "Miss Betty, I need your help with something special," she said, the words tumbling out more confidently than she felt. Betty's eyes sparkled with interest. "What kind of help?" "I'm all ears." "A community rally honoring our veterans, the Spartans," Jamie explained. "To remind everyone of their sacrifices and bring us all together again. Imagine the joy of the stories we could share." "I love it." Miss Betty clapped her hands. "I can donate baked goods to feed the crowd. What else do you need?" Eager energy swept through Jamie. "We will need banners, flyers, maybe even a local band." As they brainstormed together, laughter echoed and community spirit ignited, a spark that could grow and spread. Feeling buoyed, Jamie moved on to the park where local kids played. She found Mr. Thompson, the old veteran known for his stories. He was a remnant of the past, someone who could connect the dots between what had been and what could be. "Mr. Thompson," she began tentatively, "would you like to help with our rally? Your stories could inspire so many." A smile broke across his weathered face. "Ah, a young person wanting to honor the old. I'd be honored, dear girl. It's time the town remembers what we've done for them." With each new conversation, Jamie felt her heart swell. It wasn't just about gathering people for an event, it was about weaving together threads of shared history, stitching wounds that had long festered. It was about hope. That evening, as she sat with Alex, recounting her day, his eyes shone with admiration. "You're a hero, Mom," he said, his tiny fist pumping the air in a declaration. She chuckled, ruffling his hair. "No, honey. I'm just trying to give heroes the recognition they deserve." But deep down, a flicker of doubt lingered. Could she really pull it all together? Would the townspeople come? As she tucked Alex into bed, she whispered a silent prayer for guidance, her heart racing with the thought that she might be taking on more than she could handle. The next day loomed ahead, full of potential and uncertainty. What would it take to rally a community long forgotten? The echoes of history, both painful and joyous, pressed on Jamie's mind. And just as she closed her eyes, one final thought resonated: was she brave enough to turn their shared story into a powerful tomorrow? Jamie woke to an overcast sky, a stark contrast to the previous day's golden sun. The clouds hung low, dark with promise, and the air felt thick with anticipation. As she stumbled into the kitchen, the coffee maker gurgled its morning tune, but this time, Jamie felt a twinge of anxiety humming beneath her excitement. What would today bring? She needed to gather more support for her rally. The self-doubt that flickered in the shadows of her mind threatened to overshadow her vision. After her coffee, she sat down with her notepad. The list began to grow: volunteers, stories, decorations, everything needed to weave the tapestry of the Spartans' legacy. Each name, each item, could be the thread that pulled the community together. She decided to visit the local library. Mrs. Reynolds, the librarian, was an encyclopedic reservoir of town history and could provide deeper insights into the lives of the Spartans. As she entered, the scent of old books and fresh ink wrapped around her, a comforting embrace. "Morning, Jamie." Mrs. Reynolds glanced up from behind a mountainside of books. "What can I help you with today?" "I'm organizing a community rally for the Spartans, and I need some stories, any local archives about their bravery, anything that might inspire the town," Jamie explained, her enthusiasm bubbling despite her lingering nerves. Mrs. Reynolds' eyes brightened. "What a wonderful idea. I have just the thing. Let me show you." They ventured to a dusty section in the back where every story slept in its own cover. Mrs. Reynolds pulled out a faded scrapbook. This belonged to one of the first Spartans. They recorded their every drill, every struggle. It even has letters from the front lines. As Jamie flipped through the brittle pages, her heart raced. Each photograph and letter seemed to resurrect history, revealing the courage and sacrifice that once united the town. She felt a thrill of duty. This was more than a rally, it was about remembering the heart of their community. "Can I borrow it?" she asked, her voice edged with hope. "Of course. Just promise me you'll share these stories," Mrs. Reynolds replied with a warm smile that felt like fuel. Jamie left the library, time rushing past her like autumn leaves on a windy day. She headed straight to the town square to meet with Charlie, the owner of the local diner known for his booming laugh and big heart. The diner buzzed with morning patrons, the scent of bacon and coffee mingling in the air. "Charlie," Jamie called, waving as she made her way through the small maze of tables. "Jamie, what brings you here so early?" He grinned, wiping his hands on his apron. "I'm putting together a rally to honor the Spartans. I need your help." "Anything for our heroes," he chuckled. "Count me in. I can donate lunch for everyone. Just let me know how many. We need to spread the word." Relief washed over her. With each supportive voice, the pieces of her rally began to fall into place. Jamie sketched out her plans as she scribbled on napkins, ideas flowing like the coffee that refilled her cup. Days turned to weeks as she visited the library, shared stories with locals, and organized volunteers. Every meeting pulsed with energy, and stories began to weave a collective spirit. But as the rally day approached, a shadow of uncertainty crept back. What if no one showed up? What if the townspeople brushed off her effort? When the sun set on the eve of the rally, Jamie couldn't shake the flicker of doubt, and she lay awake, listening to the rhythmic tick of the clock. She whispered another prayer into the stillness of the night. Tomorrow carried the weight of not just her hopes but those of the Spartans too. As dawn crested, promising a new day, Jamie stood, realizing that in bringing the community together, she also sought the strength within herself. Little did she know that a surprise awaited her, one that would change everything she thought she knew about the Spartans and her own family history. Would she be ready to uncover the truth? Jamie's heart raced as she watched the first rays of sunlight bleed through the clouds. The morning was heavy, but she felt a flicker of hope igniting within her. Today was the day, and the rally had become more than just an event. It was her heartbeat, a reflection of every story she had collected over the past weeks. As she pulled on a sweater, Jamie couldn't shake the feeling that something remarkable was about to unfold. She knew her to-do list by heart: set up the stage, arrange the tables, and ensure everyone felt welcome. Her thoughts darted between the details of her plan and the stories that had begun to weave through her dreams. The faces of the Spartans blurred with those of her family, and she felt an inexplicable connection to them. She headed to the town square, the air buzzing with the scent of morning dew. Volunteers were already setting up tables, their laughter ringing like music in her ears. Jamie felt a rush of gratitude. Each friend, neighbor, and even some strangers had shown up to contribute. They were all here, ready to honor the past. "Hey, Jamie! Over here!" shouted Carla, one of her closest friends, waving excitedly. The sight calmed Jamie's nerves. If Carla was here and so full of spirit, it meant everything would be great. "Carla! Thanks for helping." Jamie smiled, as they worked together to drape red and blue banners over the tables. The commotion around them felt electric. Children chased each other, and the sound of distant music played softly over the hum of chatter. But amidst the excitement, Jamie found herself stealing moments of quiet, glancing at the scrapbook Mrs. Reynolds had lent her. The letters, filled with courage and vulnerability, had tangled in her heart like vines wrapping around a trellis. She opened it once more, the frayed pages whispering secrets of courage. What if the stories inside revealed more than just bravery? What if they held the key to understanding her own family history? Stars in her eyes, Jamie felt the weight of possibility. Yet, anxiety nibbled at the edges of her thoughts. The crowd was starting to gather, but would they truly connect with the legacies on display? "Hey, Jamie! It's time!" Carla called, her voice pulling Jamie from her reflections. Swallowing her fears, Jamie stood before the crowd, heart pounding like a drum in her chest. Faces she recognized, and many she didn't, looked back at her with curious eyes. She began to speak, pouring every ounce of emotion into her words. Each story echoed the strength of the Spartans, each twist a testament to sacrifice. As she recounted the tales, something strange happened. A woman in the front began to cry, her hands clasped tightly together. Jamie felt the air shift. The crowd leaned in, absorbed, drawing strength from the stories of those who fought for their town. But as she spoke the final words of her speech, an unexpected figure pushed through the crowd. A man in his late 50s, looking uncommonly familiar, stepped forward, his eyes reflecting something Jamie never expected to see. Recognition jolted through her. He held a faded newspaper clipping, the headline boldly declaring "Local boy joins Spartan battalion." The crowd hushed in anticipation, and Jamie felt the ground beneath her feet shift. "Is this your family?" he asked, voice steady but emotional, as he pointed toward a name highlighted in the article. The revelation knotted her stomach. She had not been prepared for this moment, nor could she predict its impact. Did her family's story intertwine with the Spartans she so desperately wished to honor? Just as Jamie opened her mouth to respond, the sky darkened momentarily. Thunder rolled in the distance, intensifying the atmosphere. Did this stranger hold the secrets to her past? As the first drops of rain began to fall, Jamie's heart raced. With a community and newfound insights at her fingertips, a new chapter was waiting to be written, and it promised to reveal far more than she had ever anticipated. Would she uncover the truth behind her family's South legacy and its place in the history of the Spartans? The rain started slowly, like a gentle reminder from the heavens, but quickly grew into a steady patter on the cobblestones of the square. It added an unexpected intensity to the moment, a mix of anticipation and urgency swirling in the air. Jamie stood frozen, her gaze fixed on the man with the newspaper clipping. Her mind raced, grappling with confusion and excitement. "Is that?" she stammered, feeling the weight of his question settle on her chest. The name on the clipping suddenly felt familiar, yet distant, entwined with family stories she'd heard as a child but never fully understood. The crowd shifted restlessly, murmurs rising like the chorus to a song half remembered. Rain-soaked banners flapped in the wind, but Jamie's focus remained solely on the stranger. She sensed the crowd drew nearer, eager to witness whatever revelation was about to emerge. "Your great-uncle," he continued, his voice trembling slightly, connecting the dots to her family history that she'd long tried to piece together. "He fought alongside the Spartans. This article, it's proof. Proof of the sacrifice he made." Jamie's heart thundered in her ears, each beat resonating with the spirit of the tales she had shared moments before. Was this what she had been searching for? The link between her family and the Spartans, an unexpected connection that could unravel the very fabric of her stories? "It can't be," she whispered, though hope flickered in her heart. "My family never talked much about their past." The man held out the newspaper, urging her to take it. Hesitant, she reached for it, feeling the chill of the rain-drenched paper. The headlines seemed to pulse with narrative, blaring truths she needed to uncover. Suddenly, a young child laughed nearby, breaking the heavy silence. It pulled her back from the edges of doubt. In that laughter was the innocence she was fighting for, not just in her life but on behalf of those who had suffered and triumphed before her. "I never knew," Jamie said, meeting the man's gaze, feeling something ancient and profound stir deep within her. "This event means so much to me, but now..." Her voice caught. "Now, there is so much more." Around them, the rain continued to fall, each droplet a reminder of the past crying out for recognition. "Your family's story deserves to be honored just as much as the stories of all those Spartans," the man replied, a warmth radiating from him. "You are part of their legacy. You hold it in your hands." The crowd, lost in their own thoughts, began to lean in closer. Jamie could see fewer strangers and more friends, eyes glistening with understanding and respect. They were all connected by history and purpose. Taking a deep breath, she spoke with a steadiness she didn't know she possessed. Today isn't just about the Spartans as warriors. It's about us as a community, about the sacrifices made and the stories left to tell. If they fought for our future, it's time we take the reins and share our own narratives. A roar of approval rose from the gathering, the rain drumming on the tin roofs echoing their enthusiasm. Jamie felt a surge of energy ripple through her, connecting her to everyone around her. She had opened a door, and behind it lay a rich tapestry of hope, courage, and familial bonds struggling to surface. But what did this mean for her moving forward? Would she dive deeper into her family's past, uncovering truths that could change everything? She sensed there was a journey ahead, one that would take her beyond the rally and into the heart of her own lineage. As the first beams of sun fought to break through the clouds, Jamie felt the spark within her ignite anew. There was only one way to find out. "Thank you all for being here," she concluded, her voice stronger now. "I invite you to join me as we explore this legacy together." Just as applause erupted once more, a loud clap of thunder rolled overhead, reminding her that even in the storm, she could navigate the tides of her history. The next chapter was unwritten, and she was ready to dive in, to navigate not just her family's past but the very essence of who she was and who she could become. Would the journey bring clarity or uncover more questions than answers? The crowd might wait, but Jamie knew she was just beginning to scratch the surface of her family's incredible, heartwarming story. The applause settled into an eager murmur as Jamie stepped back from the makeshift podium, heart racing. Sunshine began to pierce through the lingering gray clouds, casting warmth on the rain-dampened crowd. Together, she had called out, and she could feel that promise hanging in the air. Questions bubbled up inside her like a frothy tide. What would she discover about her great-uncle? What stories lay buried, waiting to be uncovered? The man with the newspaper clipping hadn't just offered her a piece of history, he had unveiled a pathway, yet Jamie couldn't shake the flutter of anxiety that came with it. What if she didn't like what she found? The crowd began to melt away, but a few familiar faces stayed close, her neighbors, friends from the past, and an older gentleman who ran the corner shop. His name was Mr. Thompson, and he had known her family for decades. "Jamie, that was something," Mr. Thompson said, a twinkle in his eye. "You're digging into your roots, huh? You know, in this town, everyone has a story. Yours is just waiting to be told." "Yeah, but who would want to hear it? It feels overwhelming." Jamie gazed at the clipping still clutched in her hand. "What if it's not what I imagined?" He stepped closer, his voice gentle. "Every story has its shadows, but it's those shadows that make the light so beautiful. Your great-uncle fought for something greater, and so can you through his tale." Those words resonated deep within her. They sent a shiver down her spine, igniting a strange mixture of fear and excitement. Leaning against the rain-specked wooden railing, she took a moment to breathe it all in. "Oh, Jamie." A voice broke through her thoughts. It was Lily, her childhood friend, now creeping up with a bunch of daisies. "You were amazing. I can't believe that news. We need to dig into this family history. I'm in. Let us do it together." Invigoration coursed through Jamie as she took the flowers from Lily. "Thanks. I love that." At that moment, she realized she wouldn't have to journey alone. For once, she was surrounded by people ready to stand by her side and explore the unknown. Days passed as they pored over old albums and letters, carefully edging back through the sepia tones of time. The stories unfurled before them like a delicate tapestry woven with both pride and pain. Each discovery was like a puzzle piece falling into place, but with every answer came more questions. "They were real people," Jamie whispered one evening, her fingers tracing over a faded photograph of her great-uncle. Standing in the foreground, he wore a determined expression, surrounded by fellow soldiers. "Their lives were so different from ours, yet somehow, they're still here." "Exactly," Lily exclaimed, her face glowing with enthusiasm. "And they fought not just for their lives but for the future. It's our job to honor that. But the deeper they dug, the more complicated Jamie's emotions became. Each triumphant tale was laced with sorrow lost that echoed in the background of her family legacy. The connection to the Spartans was a double-edged sword, bridging her past and illuminating her present, but also demanding confrontations with grief she hadn't anticipated. As they thumbed through yet another box of keepsakes, a small, leather-bound diary tumbled out, pages crinkled and aged. Jamie's breath caught. This could be a game-changer. She carefully opened it, the musty smell of old paper wafting through the air. But just as she began to read, a sudden knock echoed on her door. Startled, her heart raced again. Who could it be? Jamie shared a glance with Lily, both brimming with curiosity and apprehension. Should we see? Definitely, Lily replied, eyes wide with intrigue. With her heart thudding in her chest, Jamie made her way to the door. Whoever was on the other side might hold answers she didn't even know she was searching for. As she turned the handle, she felt the weight of history hanging in the balance. What awaited her on the other side? A new player in the story, or potential answers that could unravel everything she thought she knew. Uncertainty loomed like a storm cloud overhead, but deep down, Jamie was ready, more than ever, to embrace whatever was to come. As Jamie swung the door open, her breath hitched. Standing on her porch was a figure wrapped in a faded olive-green jacket that looked like it had seen many miles. A worn cap sat low over his brow, shadowing a pair of steely blue eyes that seemed to pierce straight through her. Behind him, the afternoon sun broke free of the clouds, casting a halo-like glow in the doorway. "Is this Jamie?" he asked, his voice gravelly yet warm, like old leather. Yes. "I'm Jamie," she replied, struggling to organize her swirling thoughts. "Good. I'm Pete," he said, extending a hand. His grip was firm, yet there was something reassuring about it. "I heard about your speech today. You're looking into your great-uncle's story." Surprise flickered in Jamie's chest. "You know about him?" Pete smiled softly. "I knew him well as anyone could know a soldier like him. He was part of something special back in the day. We fought together." Lily, still standing behind Jamie, leaned in closer, her eyes gleaming with excitement. "Wow! Can we talk? I mean, do you have time?" "Plenty. If you've got questions, I've got stories." Jamie's heart did a little leap at the thought of uncovering long-lost memories. "Please, come in," she invited, stepping aside and gesturing for him to enter. As Pete settled into the worn armchair across from them, Jamie felt an electric buzz in the air. She shared a quick glance with Lily, whose face mirrored her own anticipation. They sat in a small circle, the walls decorated with family photos that now felt like witnesses to the moment. "Let us start with what you found so far," Pete prompted, raising an eyebrow curiously. Jamie pulled the small diary from the table and handed it to him. "We just found this. It could hold some important information." He opened it delicately, observed the meandering words. "Ah, yes. These entries bring back memories." He was a phenomenal man, but he held on to his pain, too. A frown creased Jamie's brow. Was this her great-uncle's story? A person so fervent yet filled with sorrow? As she listened, the connection between the past and the present began to crystallize. "What was it like?" Jamie asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Fighting alongside him?" "Terrifying and inspiring," Pete said, his gaze growing distant as if he were peering into another time. "You had to fight for each other, to make every moment count. He taught us that life is precious. But, there were times of loss, too." Jamie bit her lip, a wave of empathy washing over her. Who were they really, these ancestors whose stories she dug through? After sharing anecdotes and bittersweet tales, Pete leaned forward. "You know, your great-uncle believed in keeping history alive, Jamie. It's a legacy you have a chance to carry forward. Don't shy away from the hardships, they shape the story." His words struck deep within her, igniting something she had not fully embraced yet. "I want to do that," she said, determination creeping into her voice. "I want to honor his story not just through research but by sharing it. What should I do next?" Pete gave her a thoughtful nod, and the room fell silent for a moment. Outside, the wind rustled through the trees like a whispering ghost, a reminder of the countless stories waiting to be told. Then, just as Pete opened his mouth to respond, a loud crash echoed from the kitchen, snapping them from their reflective bubble. Startled, they turned toward the noise, and Jamie's heart raced again. What was that? "Hope it's not the cat," Lily muttered, her eyes wide as they exchanged looks. As Jamie stood to investigate, a shiver of apprehension rushed through her. What unexpected twists might await them in her home, intertwined with her family's past? With just a hesitant step toward the kitchen, Jamie felt the gravity of her journey pull her forward. Answers were waiting not only in the diary but in every corner of her life. Would this new chapter unravel yet another layer of history or lead to even more profound mysteries? Jamie felt her pulse quicken as she made her way to the kitchen. The noise hung in the air, unsettling yet charged with a sense of urgency. She pushed the door open slowly, half expecting to find something sinister lurking in the shadows. Instead, she was greeted by the sight of a cabinet door swinging lazily back and forth, a few kitchen utensils scattered on the floor. "Oh no, not again," Jamie whispered, recognizing the sign of another bout of clumsiness from their family cat, Archie. He had a knack for getting into trouble, a true expert in mischief. As she knelt to pick up the items, she felt warmth swelling in her chest. How could this little creature evoke such comfort even in moments of unexpected chaos? A sudden movement caught her eye. Archie, blissfully unaware of the mess he caused, scampered past her feet, leaving a trail of mischief in his wake. "You little rascal," she chuckled, feeling the tension ease slightly as she set the utensils back in their place. Just then, an odd reflection flickered on the counter. Jamie turned to find a dusty photograph half hidden beneath a stack of books. Curiosity surged through her. She reached for the photo and pulled it free, wiping away the dust to reveal a faded image of several soldiers, her great-uncle among them. The familiarity of the faces sent shivers down her spine. She could sense there was something deeper within this picture, a connection, a hidden story waiting to be told. "Wow, what is that?" Lily asked, peeking over Jamie's shoulder, her expression transforming into excited intrigue. "It looks like an old photo of my great-uncle with his comrades," Jamie said, squinting at the image as memories of Pete's words echoed in her mind. She could almost hear the laughter and camaraderie emanating from the image as if it were alive. Pete approached from behind, his presence grounding. He peered over Jamie's shoulder, his brows lifting in recognition. "That's from the summer before everything changed." He was proud of that time, the brotherhood they all shared, he said softly, a somber note threading through his warmth. "What happened after?" Jamie pressed, her heart racing with a yearning for more. "Loss. Change," Pete replied, a flicker of hurt crossing his rugged face. "We were not prepared for the cost of war." But he never let it break him, he held on to the memories just like this picture. Jamie nodded, drawn into the weight of his words. "I want people to remember him, to know the strength behind the soldier and the man," she declared, her determination crystallizing in her voice. "Then you're on the right path, Jamie. Collect as much as you can. Pictures, letters, even forgotten stories from loved ones. They're treasures." Outside, the sunlight began to reach golden hues, reminder that whatever storms brewed in the past, light always found a way back. "Here's to new stories," Lily chimed in, raising an imaginary glass. "Yeah," Jamie echoed, grinning. "Here's to stories that deserve to be told." As they stood in the kitchen together, silhouettes cast in the fading light, Jamie's heart swelled with gratitude for the journey ahead. But just as she felt a wave of hope, a shaky voice broke the reverie. "I think I can help with that." Startled, Jamie turned to see her mother, standing at the threshold of the kitchen, holding an old box marked with faded letters. The family relics were about to surface. What would they uncover together? What secrets lingered in that dusty box, waiting to breathe life into forgotten tales? Jamie's pulse quickened again. She felt the potential of history crackle around them, ready to ignite their next adventure. Jamie's wide eyes locked onto her mother's, a river of questions swirling in her mind. "What's in there?" she whispered, motioning toward the box, heart thumping with anticipation. Her mother took a hesitant step inside, the old floorboards creaking under her feet. "It's just some old things I found in the attic. I wasn't sure if they were worth going through, but maybe it's time," she said, her voice trailing off as though she too felt the weight of history pressing in around them. With a gentle flutter of her fingers, Jamie reached for the box. The wood was rough and worn, whispers of decades past etched into its surface. As she lifted the lid, a cloud of dust danced in the golden light, and the scent of musty paper filled the air, delightful and earthy. Inside lay a treasure trove, letters tied with faded ribbons, tarnished metals, and brittle newspaper clippings. Jamie felt a rush of wonder. "Mom, this is incredible." She couldn't believe they had such rich pieces of their family history tucked away like this. Lily leaned closer, peering over Jamie's shoulder, eyes sparkling. "Can we read a letter?" she asked, enthusiasm bubbling in her voice. "Of course," Jamie replied, pulling out a neatly folded letter, yellowed with age. She opened it carefully, revealing elegant handwriting that had been preserved over time. "Dear Anna," Jamie began, reading aloud. "I hope this letter finds you well. Each day apart only strengthens my love for you and our family." She paused, glancing at her mother, whose face was a mixture of nostalgia and sadness. "Your great Aunt Anna," her mother murmured, wiping a stray tear. "She was so devoted to your great-uncle. They wrote so many letters back and forth. It's heartbreaking and beautiful." Continuing with an intent focus, Jamie's voice flowed through the letter until it ended abruptly with, "I will return to you, my love, even if it takes a lifetime. Yours forever, John." The promise reverberated in the air, thick with emotion. "Wow," Lily breathed, her eyes as big as saucers. "That's so romantic. Isn't it?" Jamie's voice softened, realizing how much love was woven into the fabric of the past, how their family wasn't just made of names and faces, but of heartbeats and whispers. Her mother leaned against the counter, lost in memories, and Jamie could see the shadows of sorrow mingling with gratitude on her face. "We don't always talk about them, but they survived so much. They fought for family and peace." Archie darted in and out of the scene, unaware of the heaviness but adding a lightness, frolicking about, bringing giggles from Lily. Amidst the exploration, a sense of togetherness blossomed in the kitchen as if the past and present had woven a new narrative, encouraging laughter through tears. But then, Jamie noticed something else nestled beneath a wadded-up letter, a tarnished locket. It was heavy in her palm, inscribed with the initials J and A. She could hardly breathe as a tide of curiosity swept through her. "What is this?" Jamie asked quietly, feeling the weight of history pulse against her skin. Was it just a trinket, or did it hold the essence of those who came before them? Her mother looked closely, her expression shifting from surprise to recognition. "That belonged to your great Aunt Anna. I had no idea it was still around. What's the story behind it?" Jamie urged, a sense of urgency burning inside her again. Her mother hesitated, caught off guard by the question, as if she were opening a door she hadn't noticed had been locked for years. I think it's time to tell you," she finally replied, her voice steady yet soft. As the evening light faded, casting long shadows, Jamie felt a weight of anticipation. They were on the brink of something profound, a journey into memories that shaped their family. What truths would emerge along the way? With the locket held tightly in her hand, Jamie knew one thing for sure: she was ready to uncover every secret that lay within those fading letters and silent keepsakes, and she wouldn't face it alone. Would they be prepared for what they might discover? As Jamie and her mother settled into the living room, a hush enveloped the atmosphere, thick with unspoken history. The locket lay on the table, its tarnished surface shimmering softly under the fading light. Jamie felt her heart race, curiosity sparking like fireworks. "Mom, what's the story?" she asked gently, her fingers tracing the cold metal. Each moment felt like a threshold, a chance to leap into the past. Her mother took a deep breath, her expression shifting to one of warmth and nostalgia. Anna and John were deeply in love. The war pulled John away from her, as it did with so many. He sent letters, each one etched with love, longing, and promise. Jamie could see the old pain reflected in her mother's eyes, mixed with pride. They were separated for years, and while he fought, she waited. It was during that waiting, she said, that she found courage she never knew she had. Her mother smiled wistfully. This locket was a gift John gave her before shipping out, a reminder that love is worth fighting for. Jamie's heart swelled with awe. Love didn't just exist in fairy tales, it thrived amidst the chaos of life. Did they ever get back together? She asked, leaning forward. A shadow crossed her mother's face. Eventually, tragedy struck. John was killed in action just months before the war ended. Anna never really recovered, but she honored his memory through everything she did. This locket became a symbol of promise to keep his spirit alive. The room felt heavy with grief, yet something beautiful blossomed from that sadness. Jamie realized in that moment, the stories of her family were woven through stitches of loss, resilience, and triumph. They were not just soldiers, they were fierce souls navigating a world filled with uncertainty. "I want to honor that," Jamie declared, her voice steady as resolve filled her heart. "I don't want Anna and John's love to be forgotten. Their story is part of who we are. I'll put together a project to share their legacy, document their love, their experiences, everything. People need to know what the Spartans fought for and what it means for us today." Her mother's eyes sparkled with admiration. "That sounds wonderful, Jamie. I think that would make your great-aunt proud." Lily chimed in, her excitement palpable. "And I'll help. We can gather more stories from the community. Let us create a collective history. Everyone has a story connected to the Spartans." Together, they dove back into the box, extracting letters, pictures, and medals. Each item echoed tales of laughter and heartache, and Jamie realized they were no longer merely stories, they were bricks laid in the foundation of understanding who they were and what they could become. As twilight spilled into the room, they reviewed each treasure, piecing together a mosaic of their shared past. Names started to emerge from the whispers of history, and Jamie felt that familiar fire ignite again, this time brighter, fueled by love and connection rather than fear. That night, as she lay in bed, words danced in her mind like glowing fireflies. She scribbled them down, crafting plans that would bridge the past and illuminate the future. She envisioned a gallery exhibit in the town square, stories of the Spartans, letters of love, and photographs reminiscent of bravery. She dreamt of speaking at schools, holding workshops to connect with kids like Alex, ensuring every generation learned that courage didn't end with war, it continued in remembrance, in love, and in community. Days turned into weeks, and Jamie worked tirelessly alongside Lily, her mother, and volunteers from the town. They gathered stories, crafted displays, and spread the word about the upcoming exhibit. It felt like a wave building, ready to crash into the shore and reshape their understanding of community and history. Finally, the day of the exhibit arrived. The town square buzzed with anticipation, sunlit smiles spread across familiar faces. The exhibits framed their journeys, stories twinkling like stars above the gathered crowd, reminding them all that they were connected in ways they hadn't realized. As Jamie stood before the first display, her heart swelled. This was more than a tribute to her family, it was a love letter to the town, a chance to weave their stories together into a shared legacy. Families mingled, laughter spilled into the streets, and the weight of history no longer felt heavy, it felt alive, vibrant, and breathing. "You did it, Jamie!" Lily exclaimed, her voice ringing with excitement as they watched townsfolk gather around the displays. "Look at them. They're paying attention. With tears of joy pooling in her eyes, Jamie felt her father's spirit, Anna's love, and all the Spartans fluttering in the spring breeze. She could feel the pulse of history around her, igniting a fierce determination in her heart. They were a community, bound together through shared sacrifices and stories that connected the past to their present and would resonate into the future. As the sun set, casting golden hues across the crowd, and families gathered closer, Jamie found peace knowing that she had honored her family's legacy and transformed the town's collective heart. Here, in this moment, she understood the importance of connection, love, and stories. And just like her great-uncle promised Anna, she vowed to always keep their stories alive because love, in all its forms, deserves to shine brightly for generations to come. Before leaving the exhibit that night, Jamie turned to her friends and family, heart full and eyes glistening. "Let us continue to uncover our stories, share our dreams, and cherish each other," she said. "Together, we will keep the spirit of the Spartans alive and thriving in our town." As they joined hands to embrace the evening, Jamie felt a warmth linger in the air, whispering of promises kept, connections renewed, and love endlessly shared. As she looked around at the faces of those who inspired her, a single conviction rang true: she had found her voice, her family's heart, and the spirit of the Spartans coursing through her veins. It was a legacy she would carry forward forever. And with that newfound strength, she felt compelled to share this incredible journey, streamlining her family's story on YouTube, inviting others to join her in a movement of uncovering hidden histories. This was the beginning of something grand. And with that thought, she knew an even louder call echoed through that humble diner, where joy and courage mingled every day, waiting to unleash hopeful tales upon the world. If you've been inspired by Jamie's incredible journey, you need to subscribe now to witness future stories of resilience and transformation. Leave a like right now to show your support and help us reach more hearts and minds with these powerful tales. Comment below your thoughts and feelings about Jamie's journey and how it touched your heart. Let us create a community of sharing and connection. And don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who could use a dose of hope and inspiration in their lives. Together, we can keep the spirit of courageous stories alive.